name is Rhianna and I want to welcome you. So glad that you've chosen this video to do with me today. It's going to be a really fun class because we're going to be talking about lots of things that happen in nature. So I want you to think about natural things, what happens in nature. And take your shoes off if you're wearing them, take your socks off even better if you're not too chilly. Come down to the floor where things get really real and natural. And come on down low with me and let's sit up tall to begin. So the first thing we like to do, of course, when we do yoga is just check in with ourselves and check in with our breath. So when you're sitting up tall in your crisscross yoga sauce position, we call this easy pose. It's nice and easy. It should be comfortable. So find comfort in your seat, find your breath, and just notice where you are. Notice how you feel. It's a great time to just check in and let's just begin breathing. So you can put one hand on your heart and one hand on your tummy and just feel your breath just move through your body. So take a deep breath in together, everyone at the same time. Breathe in through your nose. And breathe out and relax everything, especially your shoulders. You can even let out a little noise if that's okay. So breathe in again. And relax everything, breathe it out, let out a noise. Relax those shoulders, relax your toes, relax even the tip of your tongue. Let's use our arms this time to breathe up, and let's imagine that our fingers are the colors of the rainbow. I told you we'd be talking about nature, so breathe up the fingers, colors of the rainbow up. And breathe out the fingers, colors of the rainbow down. Wiggle them as you paint all the colors of the rainbow in the air around you. Using your imagination, breathe it up. Wiggle, 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 and breathe it out. Those are such nice breaths and they really are so healthy for your body and make you feel so good and so grounded. All right, so here we are imagining things that happen in nature. What else happens in nature? Sometimes it rains, so let's use our hands to make it rain. Starting off slowly, and going faster and 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 faster, and slow it down. Bring your hands to your heart, clap them together like thunder, and breathe up one more time. I think that we are now grounded and ready, and don't forget those breaths. Even when we're doing our yoga asana, our postures, keep breathing just like that. Deep breaths in and long breaths out, because the breath is the most important part of your yoga. Okay, so we're going to do a story today. I did bring along a river. It's just an imaginary river, obviously. You know what the river looks like, lots of water rushing everywhere. So I'm gonna lay these pieces of pretend river out in front of me on my yoga mat. You can do the same thing. And I also have a boulder. And this is going to be my boulder. It's natural, it's from outside. If you have one, great. If not, you can always use your imagination. We're going to do yoga poses that are just going to help us to really get into the mood of what it feels like to be a river and a boulder. So let's put our legs out in front of us. My legs are going to go right over my river. That's okay for now because we're going to be the river. So we're going to breathe our arms up and we're going to rush our river down as we breathe out. So a long time ago, a very long time ago, because rivers are very ancient, in a very far away place, breathe the arms up, there was a river named Rhianna. Now Rhianna loved to flow as rivers do. Sometimes rivers flow really, really fast, like the rain. And sometimes rivers flow really, really slowly, like this. On this particular day, Rhianna was flowing really, really fast. So flow with me all the way down to your toes. You can also do river pose standing up. Try the same thing. So stand up. So standing up nice and tall, feet together. Heart open, shoulders back. Breathe your arms up. Let's be the river flowing like a Rhianna here from standing. So standing up, reaching up, and then flow, 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 flow. And relax your head at the bottom and nod your head yes and shake your head no and feel your shoulders getting really soft and flowy like the river. So Rhianna loved to flow. Sometimes she flowed quickly, sometimes she flowed slowly. Sometimes rivers flow through cities, sometimes they even flow through teeny tiny little crevices. This river was flowing forever. I mean, for years and years and years, because that's what rivers do. They're ancient, they're older than people. Now this river was so flowy and so good at getting everywhere it needed to go. It just knew how to make its way. It just knew how to get places, and it wasn't very stressed. Rivers are not stressed. Rivers are very peaceful places. But there was this boulder named Billy. Now Billy the boulder one day got jealous. Billy the boulder was like, I am so tired of watching Rhianna the river flow by me every day while I have to sit here like a hard boulder. Let's turn our bodies now into a really hard, tough, rocky boulder. So feel yourself getting really hard if you can, and come down into a rock-like shape like this. So when you're down here in your rock pose, make yourself really tight if you can. Squeeze everything in. And if you can, even when you're in this rock pose, when you're squeezing everything and even squeezing your toes, can you feel also the feeling that Billy felt, which was jealousy? Billy felt jealous and Billy felt angry. Why can't I be like Rhianna? Why can't I flow like the river? I'm tired of being a rock. So make yourself hard. Maybe even squint up a little bit. Not a great feeling, is it? Anyway, this is how Billy was feeling. So Billy was so frustrated with this feeling, and Billy decided to roll itself into the river. I don't know if you've ever seen a boulder roll, but this is what happens in this yoga story. And we're going to roll like Billy the boulder. This time you get to make yourself long as your yoga mat, if you have one on your towel or on the floor. You're going to make yourself long, and you're going to put your arms and legs out like this, and you're going to roll all the way and back. It's a kind of an interesting feeling. So Billy the boulder rolled its way all the way into the river. Splash! Landed like that. Now the thing is, Billy the boulder was very excited, thinking, great, I'm going to land in the river and I'm going to get a chance to flow just like Rhianna. Do you think the boulder is going to flow? Or do you think the boulder is going to stay where it is in the river? The boulder is very heavy, remember? If you said you didn't think it was going to flow, you're right. Billy the boulder didn't flow. Rhianna flows. Billy the boulder didn't flow. So Billy the boulder just got more angry. Didn't feel as flowy as it would like to feel. Now after a while of feeling angry, Billy the boulder got sad because it noticed that the river started to pool and it was no longer even flowing. And Billy the boulder thought, oh gosh, what have I done? Now I won't even let the river flow? What's going to happen here? I've destroyed everything. So Billy the boulder went from feeling angry to feeling sad and began to cry. Not just a little bit of crying, my friends, but like major crying. Billy the boulder was weeping. Who knew that a boulder was this hard and this tough could start to cry? But it did. It did. It cried so much that salty tears came out of this boulder and were coming all the way down Billy the boulder's face and into the river. We remember that rivers are very intelligent and very ancient, and they know how to flow. Well, guess what? Nothing can stop the river from flowing. Just then, the river started to make its way around the crevices and did flow all the way back into the ocean. And guess what flowed with it? Billy the boulder's tears. I want you to go back now into being Billy the boulder, but this time release everything. And back into that pose. We are small like a rock. We call this child's pose. And now relax everything in this pose. And feel your breath breathing and your shoulders softening and your fingers wiggle as you imagine what it was like for Billy the boulder's tears to get carried down the river all the way into the ocean, exactly the way Billy the boulder had always wanted to be. Come back into your sitting pose. Put your hands open on your knees. Breathe your breath in. Breathe your breath out. That was today's yoga story. I hope you enjoyed being the river, 2 ways to do it, sitting or standing, being the boulder when you're tough and hard and holding on. It doesn't feel nearly as good as when you flow and release and let your body flow just like the river. So I want you to practice that if you can today, and any other time you might need it. It was lots of fun doing yoga with you. We'll do another yoga video very soon. Thanks for being with me.